Hey everyone, it's Paul with this week's YouTube video. As you can see, I am not back at home yet. Last stop for my trip is Hanoi, Vietnam, and I'm doing this particular YouTube video from my hotel room, which is why you see this very exotic background. But let's cut to the chase here and first start with the usual disclaimer, which is number one, this video is not investment advice. Past performance does not equal future results. Third, errors, mistakes, oversights, they happened. Next, capital loss is a possible, maybe even likely outcome for any of the ideas, trades, speculations, investments that we talk about in these videos and that are in our model portfolios. Finally, I, the owners, associates, contractors, employees of ATG Digital, own, trade, transact in the securities that are in our model portfolios and potentially in this video. All right, this week's video, I want to talk about really the big news in crypto. The big news in crypto is all about this judgment that came out about 3 or 4 days ago regarding a token called XRP. For those of you who are not familiar with it, it's issued by a company called Ripple. They've been in a lawsuit for 2 years with the SEC, and a judge at the federal level has made a judgment that is in favor of XRP and Ripple. And in my judgment, and in my opinion, this has massive, huge implications for everything in the cryptoverse, everything from crypto tokens to crypto-related stocks. So I really want to get down to sort of like the nuts and bolts of like what this means. Now you can go and read analysis of, of the judgments, etc. But more important for anyone that is invested in crypto is, what does this mean for, all the big crypto coins and tokens, Bitcoin, Ethereum, for XRP itself, and then for the big stocks associated with crypto, Coinbase, for example, or even the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust or MicroStrategy or the crypto miners. So this video, just want to go through quickly what this means. Now, in a line, what the judgment that came down said is that essentially that XRP is not a security. I mean, that's the one line analysis for the judgment that came down. And what that means is that XRP then really is not subject to regulation from the Securities and Exchange Commission, which regulates stocks, bonds, securities. And if you want to sell a stock, for example, you've got to go through this extraordinary, cumbersome, bureaucratic, long process. You got to file these documents. You got the SEC approval. I mean, it takes forever. But if XRP and other crypto tokens like it are not securities, then potentially they would be regulated in a much looser way, without a lot of this bureaucracy, without a lot of this like cumbersome regulation. And that would be a very, very good thing. And that's what it looks like this judgment is pointing to and leading to. And if that is correct, then there's a bunch of things that are going to happen in my judgment, all right? So the number one thing is the obvious thing, which is that XRP, which has been not available for trading in the United States for about 2 years. At the moment, the Securities and Exchange Commission, which is the arm of the government, the SEC, that regulates stock markets, bond markets, they started to sue Ripple company and XRP. XRP token stopped being available. And immediately after the judgment, I noticed that Coinbase has made XRP available. And I believe that it is going to be a good thing for XRP, which is that if you look at really the top 10 tokens, right? I mean, obviously Bitcoin is right up there, Ethereum's up there. And from there, you've got some of the Bitcoin clones like Litecoin. But the next sort of like really original sort of coin token is XRP. And I would argue that this lawsuit, the fact that people have been not able to buy it in the United States, has really sort of compressed and pushed its valuation down. And with this lawsuit paving the way for XRP to trade by removing the uncertainty, I mean, there's got to be like a lot of folks that are short XRP believing that the SEC and the government was going to win. So those folks, they represent demand. They're going to have to cover. They're going to have to go and buy XRP in the marketplace and bid it up. And immediately after the judgment, XRP mooned by something like 70, 80%. It's given some of that back down. But if I'm right, there's still more short covering buying. The folks that, bet, the wrong way, believing that the government was going to win, they would have been expecting XRP to go to zero. So those folks, they got to come in and buy. So that's a massive, massive amount of demand that's out there. Then there are a lot of people who have always looked at XRP and said, it's got some unique characteristics for a token. Those folks have wanted to own it. Now they're going to come in and want to initiate a position, because what if XRP just rockets up and keeps going up? So they're going to come to buy XRP. So obviously, this is a positive for XRP. And how high could it go? Well, if you just do kind of like mental sort of gymnastics, if you will, right? I'm not guaranteeing this, not saying it's certain, but XRP is most comparable to Ethereum and ETH, right? And ETH has a market capitalization of $231 billion, which is about 6.4 times what XRP is. Now, some people would argue that minus this legislation, XRP would have a valuation that was quite similar to Ethereum. And if that's right, then XRP should be, again, remember, this is using this very rough back of the envelope way, should be, $4, $4.50. So theoretically, massive upside, even from its bid up price of like 80 cents. Theoretically, if, my way of thinking about it is right, which is that the price of XRP should mirror Ethereum, $4, $4.50, and then maybe upside from there. Who knows? Either way, I would be bullish on XRP. And in fact, in our platinum crypto trading portfolio, we have initiated a position based on this kind of thinking. But let's get to the other stocks, crypto that benefit from this ruling. So one of the sort of big holdups that has been there in crypto land is the great Bitcoin holdup. The SEC has refused to approve Bitcoin ETFs. I mean, I believe there are at least 7 applications in front of the SEC for a Bitcoin ETF from, big companies like BlackRock, for example. BlackRock, for those who don't know, is the largest asset manager in the world. I believe they have 4 trillion, maybe 5 trillion, maybe it's more, maybe it's as much as 7. I can't remember the exact number, but they have applied, and along with everyone from, Cathie Wood's ARK Innovation Fund to VanEck Securities, which is a big issuer of ETFs, there are a lot of applications that are out there. And I believe that as a result of this judgment, the SEC is going to feel like, hey, well, they are going to feel some pressure, both from a regulatory basis, from a political basis, and from a popular basis, that like, hey, they've lost this major case. I mean, to really give some context, I mean, they really fought. The SEC and the government fought, even though the evidence was overwhelmingly in favor of XRP and Ripple. There were documents that the SEC had put out indicating that XRP token was not a security, and they fought. So this is a major, massive loss, in my opinion, my judgment. So it's going to, I think, really kind of open up things in a big way. So I believe the market will start to discount the idea that that there's going to be a Bitcoin ETF very quickly, and a few things are going to happen as a result. Number one, what it does is it creates the potential for massive demand for Bitcoin. Because if folks think that there's going to be whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bitcoin ETFs, maybe 7, maybe 10 eventually, well, they're going to front run that trade, right? I mean, you're going to be like, whoa, all these asset management companies are going to come to buy it. and people will start to bid up Bitcoin ahead of those approvals. So potentially a lot of demand coming to sort of move Bitcoin outside of its range from $31,000 to who knows where, $35,000. I mean, maybe back to its highs over the next 3 or 6 months. Either way, you can see this is a major catalyst for demand coming in and bidding it higher. The other places where I believe you're likely to see an impact in from this ruling are in GBTC, which is the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. And I've talked about it in 2 other videos talking about opportunities that benefit from Bitcoin. Now, GBTC is a trust that has a lot of Bitcoin in trust, and it's supposed to represent the value of Bitcoin. Now, as a result of the crypto winter, crypto bear market, all the stuff that happened, in 2022 with Luna and all of these things, the GBTC trust has been trading for nearly 50% below the Bitcoin that is in trust. Now, that discount has more or less been halved. The GBTC discount is still at 27%, but I can tell you, the moment people really feel that a Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved, I'm telling you, this discount is going to disappear, because one of the applications in front of the SEC is from Grayscale to turn the GBTC trust into an ETF. And that would naturally drive arbitrage trades between GBTC and the Bitcoin market, GBTC and other ETFs, and immediately, in my opinion, in my judgment, that discount would be gone. And it's currently still at 27%. So that opportunity, I believe, is something that sooner rather than later, maybe it's a few days, maybe it's a couple of weeks, maybe it's a month, but that discount between GBTC and its underlying Bitcoin value, yeah, not long for this world, not long for this world. Now, Grayscale, which is the company that operates GBTC, also has a trust that owns Ethereum, and that has been trading at crazy discounts for a long time. I believe as much as almost 60% at the low, which was in December of 2022. Now, that discount has shrunk now to about 40%. But look, folks, if a Bitcoin ETF is going to be approved, people are just generally going to come into crypto, and they're going to look for sort of the easy trades. And one of the easy trades is to be wow, the value of the Ethereum Grayscale Ethereum Trust is trading 40% below. People are going to come, and as they come to buy, that buying pressure will compress that price until eventually it just disappears. So ETHE is the ticker symbol for that. That discount, in my opinion, is also likely to disappear. The other place where you're going to see some price action, and we've already seen some, is in companies that are associated with crypto. Coinbase is a great example. Coinbase is currently being sued by the SEC based on the same idea of this ruling that affected XRP and Ripple, which is that the SEC has been suing Coinbase and says these various tokens, in the SEC's way of thinking, represent securities, so they should have gone through their long, cumbersome bureaucratic process. And they're like, hey, Coinbase, you had no right to trade them, no right to offer them. Well, if XRP is being seen as not a security, then all of these other crypto tokens, well, the most likely precedent that's going to be set is these are also not securities. So that means that, this regulatory overhang that has been there for Coinbase. So one reason why the stock has been going down for over the last couple of years is people worried, hey, would the SEC wipe them out, wipe out the crypto business? I mean, this concern, many people, it's yeah, definitely crypto is winning, the SEC is losing. Coinbase is the premier dominant exchange kind of globally for crypto. I mean, they represent an exchange, they represent an asset management company, they represent a custodian. I mean, this is the dominant play in crypto. I mean, the stock was up about 25% after the judgment, but the same kind of thing that's going on, which is that people are going to anticipate that, hey, there's going to be a Bitcoin ETF, money's going to come into Bitcoin. Generally, money's going to come into crypto. That means more trading. more buying and all kinds of like trading volume that Coinbase benefits from, they will come to bid Coinbase stock higher. So this is another beneficiary of this XRP Ripple judgment. I have talked in my previous videos, I believe it was a couple of weeks ago, I talked about 5 opportunities. One of them was Bitcoin, one of them was GBTC, one of them was Coinbase, the other one was MicroStrategy. Remember, MicroStrategy is this company that has accumulated this treasure trove of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is going to see more demand, well, the value of the Bitcoin that MicroStrategy owns is going to skyrocket, and MicroStrategy stock was also up as a result of this XRP ruling. Finally, Marathon Digital, which was the 5th company that I mentioned in that video, this is a crypto mining company, and they obviously benefit because when Bitcoin goes up or any of these coins go up, when you mine for them, obviously you are making more money relative to US dollars. So crypto mining companies are also going to start to see more people come to buy it. Overall, this is an incredibly bullish event, if you will, for crypto, for Bitcoin, the cryptoverse, for the stocks associated with it, for all of the tokens really that are trading out there that have some value, some base of value. Money's going to come in because there's better regulatory clarity in terms of what they are, who's going to regulate them, that it's going to be a business, going to be something that is investable, allowable in the United States, and that is a undisputed plus. So I am very bullish, very optimistic, very positive on Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto tokens in general, XRP, crypto stocks, like the ones I've mentioned, and others that are in our ATG digital model portfolios. Want to mention that we've got multiple model portfolios. We've got huge participation in either crypto-related stocks or crypto itself. We have a dedicated crypto portfolio as well. So check those out at atgdigital.media. I've been writing about some of this in my Substack. In fact, I've written one that's going to be published on Tuesday. So you want to read more about what I've been talking about, check that out. That's paulmampilli.substack.com. And then come back next week when I will be back home and back in familiar environment, back at my desk. So come back again next week for that. This is Paul saying bye.